Clare travelled to Killarney for their encounter with Kerry off the back of an impressive Alliance League campaign in Division 2 and a comprehensive victory over Limerick in the Munster quarter-final. While the hosts were looking to find consistency in performance in their first game of the championship after failing to ignite in Division 1 of the league. Clare were quickest off the mark, scoring the opening 2 points. Owen Cleary stepped up first with the free from the throw-in, and then Pierce Lillis doubled the Banners' lead. In the early exchanges, Clare looked confident, with Gary Brennan showing impressive skill in the middle of the pitch. However, as the game progressed, Kerry started to get a foothold, kicking 5 points in a row, including this from David Clifford, one of Kerry's 7 debutants. With 15 minutes on the clock, Clare were under pressure. They needed to steady the ship. Brennan was on the case. He spotted David Tubridy, who slotted it over the bar to narrow the gap to 3 points. At the opposite end, Paul Gainey was wreaking havoc. He kicked 2 classy scores, showing supreme confidence in a game where he finished with 6 points from play and 1 from a free. He wasn't the only one on form. James O'Donoghue registered his first point here, ensuring all 6 of Kerry's forwards had now hit the target with just over 20 minutes played, and they led 10 points to 3. Kerry's kick-out tactic of setting up against Clare in a 4-4-4 zonal formation proved fruitful, and so did their accuracy on place balls. In total, they scored 10 from 11, with Sean O'Shea excelling. The Kenmare man scored 7 points, with 5 coming from place balls in his first championship start. The first half was coming to an end, but Kerry weren't done yet. Gainey added 1 more to their tally, and at the break it was 16 points to 4. Kerry converted 12 out of their 16 first half shots from play, while Clare could only manage a 20% return with 2 from 10. In the second half, Clare rallied and Jamie Malone slotted over 2 early points. But Kerry were operating at a different level. Gainey here with the well-taken point, and the gap was back to 12. Eamon Fitzmaurice then emptied his bench. Barry John Keane made an impact immediately, kicking his second point to make it 25 points to 8 with 23 minutes played. Clare kept trying though, and Owen Cleary converted with 5 minutes to play. However, they still trailed by 17 and there was no way back. Kerry were dominant in all sectors, winning 80% of their own kickouts, amassing 8 points and also punishing Clare on their turnovers, which yielded 10 points. Eamon Fitzmaurice's side were relentless. Michael Gainey tapped over point number 30 on an afternoon where they converted 22 out of their 30 attempts from play, compared to Clare's 5 from 18 attempts. The standout statistic from the game was that Kerry won 16 of Clare's kickouts, scoring from 14. Barry John Keane converted the last one here to bring their tally to 22 points from play, 32 in total, from 11 different scorers. So Kerry secured a spot in the Munster final, while Clare have to face the qualifiers. Full-time Kerry 32 points, Clare 10.
First of all, credit to Kerry. I thought they played some really good football, got some fantastic scores, and in a lot of aspects of their play they were really excellent. So from our point of view, I thought that we got chances that we didn't take, and I felt that we defended poorly at times, and a lot of the things that we said we wouldn't do, we did.
We were delighted with everyone. I think the lads that started the game, the lads that came in to finish the game, they all contributed, and you know there's ferocious competition for places, so they're all chomping at the bit. So thankfully it worked out today.
Yeah, so Kerry go to Cork on Saturday, the 23rd of June for the Munster final. Tomas, I don't recall you being so excited about a Kerry team in recent years as you have been about this team.
She says I'm always excited about Kerry. To be fair, anytime.
Excited easily.
I mightn't look, I suppose any time you have 7 new starters and you know these guys are proven at minor level, doesn't guarantee success at senior level, but you have 3 new defenders, you have a new goalie, you have 3 new forwards, and they're all contributing. They've all contributed in the league. You know, today I think what could have been thrown at Kerry for the last number of seasons is they aren't direct enough. They haven't defended well enough. Today is only a start, and that's all it is. They're not going to be getting carried away with it. But the fact that this injection of youth is there is key. I think it is, The half forward line today, 13 points. I think 7 from play, 9 from play from the full forward line. You have forwards that will score. There's a dangerous full forward line. I think Kerry people in general are frustrated that the ball doesn't go in quick enough. I think today they attacked from the defence very, very well. They have the players, they have the youth, they have pace. And that's why I'd be excited about it. You know, I think they've had that. They haven't really applied the pace and they have been struggling the last couple of years. But I think the championship is set up for them in terms of they're going to face a tougher Cork team next. Then they go into Super 8s. If they don't get to the semi-final after the Super 8s, obviously they don't deserve to be there. But it's set up in a way that this team needs bedding. They're not the Finnish article after today, nor will they.
Tomas is assuming they beat Cork, so they're straight into the Super 8s. But what happened?
I'm not Colin,
No,
but
he's not. No, we take your point. But you were right to put him down, though, Colin. But we should put in context as well, Colin, that Clare team is a very good Clare team, and they were destroyed by Kerry.
Absolutely, and did very well in the second division of the league. But you saw from what Kerry did to Clare and what Galway did to Sligo, is good teams come out and devour the opposition in the first 10 or 15 minutes. And that's what those two teams did today. And I think the Galway full forward line had 3-7. The Kerry full forward line had 13 points. Kerry scored 32 points. Normally, you don't even get that in hurling matches. So it's an incredible score to run up, as you say, against the team who are not that bad. So it sent out a signal to everybody that Kerry are back. And I suppose after dominating minor football for the last 4 years, we know that there's plenty of young talent in Kerry. We just will have to wait another while to say, are they really up to testing maybe the Dubs in Croke Park?
Yeah. Kerry always respect teams, as you know, they don't underestimate teams. Clare and Kerry have played each other numerous occasions. Clare were coming into this game where they dominated a Limerick side, which they haven't been in the last few years. So Clare were coming in with not, I suppose, ambitions of winning, but Kerry just blitzed them. You know, they respect teams. Galway, that's something that's thrown at them, that they fail against weaker teams. Galway respected Sligo, gave them a hammering. And this is something that possibly be thrown at Monaghan. You know, do they focus in for lesser teams, like Kerry focus in for so-called lesser teams?
Just before we leave that point about Kerry respecting the opposition, I don't know if you saw the match programme today. Here's a page from the match programme today where there's a list of Kerry matches against Clare. And the 1 year that's left out is the year that Clare won in 1992. See there, Kerry 20 wins, draws 1. What was that about?
Jesus says you can't have negativity going into a game. You know? You can't. You have to go out positive, I suppose. Whoever printed that is getting a rollicking down in Killarney, but they're probably patting him on the back.
Could you not have given Clare credit for 1 win?
20 wins, yeah. Didn't help the Clare dressing room. Let's talk about Galway. Because Kevin Walsh made a point there, we were expected to win this and we needed to step up and do it, and they did. Do you remember last year against Roscommon, they went into it as hot favourites and didn't kind of raise their game, not taken from Roscommon now, but do you think Galway have moved on a bit?
I'd say they have, but Roscommon are a good team too. Remember, they're back up in the first division and they are quite a difficult opposition, and they will be in the Connacht final, and they showed it last year. They were within a few minutes being in an All-Ireland semi-final. So Roscommon are going to present a much more difficult challenge. But I was glad to see Kevin Walsh coming out and saying something like, you know, we're expecting to win, we went out and did the job. An awful lot of the time you say, oh, we thought it was going to be a difficult game and so on. It's good to see a fella having confidence in his team, and that Galway were ruthless. They didn't have this negativity which has pervaded their game in the league and against Mayo. They went out and they got stuck in, and they left Comer inside and they left Shane Walsh inside, and they made hay.
Damage, yeah. The one thing now is we've had confirmation tonight from Connacht that the final will be in Dr. Hyde Park.
Proper order, Des. You know, if there's this stuff, the same thing happened with Ockram. If there's a capacity issue, that shouldn't affect the game. You know, whoever doesn't get tickets doesn't get tickets. If they're entitled to have their game in Hyde Park, it should happen in Hyde Park. The same way Wicklow should have been entitled to have their game in Wicklow. You know, I think one thing with Galway, like, I know Colm thinks, I don't think they're ultra defensive like other teams. I genuinely don't. I think sometimes they don't trust themselves enough. Against Mayo, they played Comer and they played Armstrong inside, and when it wasn't happening, they kind of panicked and brought themselves out back to field. I think they need to trust themselves more. They have great, I think Shane Walsh kicked 4 points from play today. If he can do it against a Roscommon in a Connacht final, they'll progress. I think they are more of an attacking team than people think.
Well, it's one we're certainly going to look forward to in the coming weeks. Lots of big games coming up. A quick reminder again, Peter Collins is back as usual with Soccer Republic at 7 o'clock tomorrow with the review of all of the week's action. Then Michael Leicester is here next Sunday at 1:30 with 2 big matches in the Sunday Game Live. And of course, we're all back again at 9:30 next Sunday night with all of the weekend's games. Well, that's about it for tonight. My thanks to Colin and Tomas for their company and to you at home for watching. But I want to finish by saying a big thank you to our floor manager here, Eddie Finley, who's retiring tonight after 40 years. He's a bashful man. He's been always incredibly helpful and patient and courteous to myself and all of my colleagues in sport. So thank you, Eddie, and we wish you well in the future. He'll be watching us next Sunday night at home, and thank you for watching at home. We'll see you next Sunday night. Until then, bye-bye.